Namaste everybody, I'm David Breen from Sharing Yoga and RealLiveYoga.com, and I say that every week when we have a live streaming yoga class here. As you can see, we're not in the living room tonight, we're on location. So, without further ado, another fantastic Vinyasa class for you. So, that term gets thrown out a lot. What exactly does it mean? Well, it means different things to different people. Right? Just like Mexican food. One person's version of Mexican food might be something over here, and another person's might be completely different. So Vinyasa means to some people, to weave together a bunch of poses in a certain sequence, and then linking breath to those poses. But really what it means is taking poses and putting them in a particular order, in a special way, in a special place, in a special sequence, which, when you think about it, any great yoga teacher is going to do that every class, right? They're going to try to put a sequence of postures together that really makes sense and that benefits the people who they're sharing their yoga with. So without further ado, let's get down to tonight's Vinyasa class. On location at Pillsbury Lake, the great outdoors. So let's come down onto the hands and knees, and we'll begin in child's pose. Simply allow yourself to relax in child's pose. Leave the day behind you. Focus in on how your body feels right now. Bring your attention to your breath, and don't try to breathe deep. Just notice the breath as it's coming in and out of your body right here in child's pose. You can even open your mouth and relax your jaw and breathe in and out through the mouth for a few breaths. And then go ahead and bring your head up off the ground. Come up onto the hands and knees. Now relax your head and neck so you're looking back towards your thighs, and in slow motion begin to make some circles with the head and neck in one direction. Again, the mouth can be open here, and you can just relax the jaw. And then go ahead and pause and rotate it in the opposite direction now. And then come to a neutral position and allow the head and neck to relax out of the shoulders. And then look straight down in between the hands. Turn your head to the right as if you're looking out over the right shoulder. Back through center, and look left as you're looking out over the left shoulder. Back through center right. Back through center left. Back through center right. And back through center left. Bring the head to that neutral position again. Draw the chin toward the chest. And then look forward. Chin toward the chest. Look forward. Chin toward the chest. Round the upper back. And then come back into child's pose and relax. Come back up onto the hands and knees. Now from here we'll connect movement and breath. You're going to inhale, look up, drop your belly down. Exhale, drop the head and round the back. Inhale, look up, drop the belly down. Exhale, drop the head and round the back. So we continue connecting movement and breath, warming up the spine and some of the muscles in the back. come back to a neutral spine, back into child's pose, and relax. You might turn the palms of the hands to face each other and maybe just work the wrists a little bit, giving the wrist a little bit of a stretch. And then we'll come back up onto the hands and knees. So from here, what I'd like to work with next is keep your hands right where they are. Move your knees back an extra 6 inches or so. And then you'll bring the shoulders right over the wrists. Inhale. And as you exhale, move back toward child's pose. But you won't get all the way there because your knees are too far back. Nice stretch here for the lats. Look forward toward your hands. And then come up again, shoulders over the wrist. Inhale. Exhale, press back toward child's pose. So again, you won't get all the way there because your knees are too far back. If you are getting all the way there, put your hands a little bit further forward. Now lift the fingers up off the ground so just the palms of the hands are on the mat. Look forward toward the fingers. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Come up onto the hands and knees. So from here, you're going to attempt to ease yourself forward into upward facing dog. So elbows stay bent a little bit. Hips and pelvis move forward a little bit. We're going to test the waters here. Notice the shoulders. The shoulders aren't like this up near the ears. You're pressing down into the heels of the hands. And a little bend in the elbows. And then from here, back toward child's pose. But again, you won't get all the way there because the hands are too far away from the feet. Draw the chin toward the chest this time. Now look forward, come up, shoulders come forward, hips and pelvis move forward into upward facing dog. A little bit of a bend in the elbows there. And then back toward child's pose. Come back up. And one more time, upward facing dog. So hips and pelvis move forward, little micro bend in the elbows, press down into the heels of the hands. Draw the chin away from the chest. Try to squeeze the shoulder blades toward the midline. And then come to hands and knees and come up and back into downward facing dog. Feet are set hip width apart, hands about shoulder width apart. And then from here, you begin bending one knee and straightening the opposite leg, and then switch legs. So right leg straight, bend the left knee. Left leg straight, bend the right knee. And then switch, right leg straight, squeeze that right thigh. Switch, left leg straight, straighten that left leg as much as you can and squeeze the left thigh. Then come down onto the knees. Bring the knees together and feet together. Sit back toward the heels and reconnect with your breath. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. And bring the hands forward. Position the feet up and back into downward facing dog again. When you get here, simply allow the heels to relax toward the floor. Drop down to the knees again. Knees together, feet together. Sit back toward the heels into hero pose. Concentrate on your breath. Hands come back forward. Up and back into down dog again. This time in down dog, you're going to bring your shoulders forward a little bit, bend your knees, keep your knees bent, and then press the hips back. So you're pressing into the hands. And then straighten the legs, regardless of where your heels are in relation to the floor. And then bring the shoulders forward, bend the knees. Press the hips back again. And try to straighten the legs 100%. Now bend the knees and look forward. Walk your feet forward toward the top of your mat. Feet will be hip width apart. Point your fingers toward the floor. Relax your head.
about how you've got the weight distributed here between the front of the feet and the back of the feet, and distribute it evenly so there's the same pressure in the balls of the feet as there are in the heels. And then come rolling up to standing. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale the palms right down to the heart center. Press the palms together firmly. Close the eyes. Concentrate on your breath. Then open the eyes up. Interlace the fingers. Inhale the arms up overhead. Engage your thighs and your glutes. Keep your thighs and your glutes engaged. Press your hips forward and arch back a little bit. Don't arch back so much that you can't breathe, so check in with your breathing right now. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold forward and down. Again, the arms are relaxed if that's comfortable. The head and neck are relaxed. Equal weight between the heels and balls of the feet. Inhale, look forward. And as you exhale, step the left leg back, drop the left knee down to the floor. Hook the thumbs together and sweep the arms up overhead. So lengthen up first, like you're reaching up, lifting the torso out of the hips, and then feel free to press the hips forward and arch back a little bit. Inhaling. Exhaling. Hands come down to heart center. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. So just make sure of one thing here, that the right knee is directly over the right ankle. And then go ahead and press into the twist a little bit more if you'd like. Find your breath in the pose. Follow the breath as it comes into your body, and follow the breath as it comes out of your body. And then release the hands down to the floor. Step back into plank pose or high push-up. Firm up your thighs. Take an inhale. Exhale back to down dog. In down dog, allow your heels to relax toward the floor as you press your hips back. Bend the knees and look forward. Inhale. Walk the feet forward. Feet are hip width. Fold and relax. Equal weight between the heels and balls of the feet. Breath is deep. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale the palms down to heart center. Once again, close the eyes, press the palms together firmly. Concentrate on your breathing. Open the eyes, interlace the fingers. Inhale the arms up. Good. Another tiny, slight back bend. So tighten up the thighs and the glutes. Press the hips forward. Arch back a little bit so that you can breathe comfortably still. Then fold forward and down all the way down. Point the fingertips toward the floor. Relax the head. Straighten the legs as much as you can comfortably without overdoing it. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your right leg back, drop your right knee down to the floor. Hook the thumbs, sweep the arms up overhead. Lengthen up, press forward a little bit. Feel free to arch back a little bit. Hands come down to heart center. Right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Right knee over the left ankle. Left knee over the left ankle. And then press into the twist. Then look down, place the hands on the floor. Step back into a high push-up, plank pose. Firm up the thighs, tighten up the belly. Inhale. Exhale up and back to down dog. In this down dog, straighten your legs and try to keep your thighs engaged. And bend your knees and look forward. Inhale, walk the feet forward. Feet will be hip width apart. Fold and relax. Now in this forward bend, you'll straighten your legs as much as you can comfortably and shift just a little bit of the weight of the hips forward into the balls of the feet for a little tiny bit more of an intense stretch in the back of the legs. Take a deep inhale, deep exhale. Inhale the arms up overhead.
Exhale the palms right down through the heart center. Now bring your feet close together. Inhale the arms up overhead and interlace the fingers. Stretch yourself out nice and long. Firm up the thighs. Lean over to the right hand side for a side stretch. Back through center. Stay nice and long, and then over toward the left hand side for a side stretch. And back to center. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward and down.
Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step back into high push-up. Look forward. Keep the elbows tucked in toward the ribs as you lower down. Point the toes back toward the wall behind you and try to press up into upward facing dog. Elbows are bent a little bit, shoulder blades squeeze, tighten the glutes. Inhale here. Exhale up and back to down dog. Straighten the legs and engage the thighs. And breathe deep. Now look forward, step your right foot forward and drop your left knee to the floor. Hook the thumbs together and sweep the arms up overhead. So again, lift the torso up, press the hips forward, maybe arch back at the same time. Whatever feels good for you. Everybody's different. Some people, the hips might be tighter, the back might be not as flexible, shoulders are tight or frozen. Everybody's going to look different in it. The important thing is to show up and to breathe. Now, float the hands down to the floor. Drop your head and look back at your left knee. And if it's not out to the left, move it out to the left another inch or two. Now your hands could be to either side of this right foot or both to the inside, whatever's more comfortable for you. Point the back toes down to the floor. Now elevate that left leg. Begin to engage the left thigh and gently press back into the left heel as you relax forward into the right knee. So you're stretching things out lengthwise here. Take a big inhale. Deep exhale. Drop the left knee down to the floor. Now come up and we'll take a twist again. We'll have an option here to elevate that left leg in a moment. So take the left elbow to the outside of the right knee for the twist. Again, make sure you have perfect alignment here of the right knee directly over the right ankle, and then twist a little bit. Now if you want to make it a little more interesting, point the back toes down into the floor, look down at the floor, and then lift the left leg up. Lock that left leg out straight, squeeze the left thigh, bend into the right knee, and now twist and turn toward the right a little bit more. Now try to breathe comfortably in the pose. Drop the left knee down, drop the hands to the floor, step back into a high push-up. Look forward, engage the thighs, lower down. Point the toes back toward the wall behind you. Inhale up, upward facing dog. Hold here and breathe. Point the toes into the floor. Inhale. Exhale up and back to down dog. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Now look forward, step the left foot forward. Drop the right knee down to the floor. Hook the thumbs, sweep the arms up overhead. float the hands down. Ensure the right knee's out to the right, and then point the right toes down to the floor. Elevate your right leg. Engage the right thigh. Begin to gently press back through the right heel and allow the right knee to relax, left knee to relax forward a little bit more. And drop the right knee down. Go ahead and come up into the twist. Right elbow to the outside of the left knee. So you just want to make certain that the left knee stays directly over the left ankle. And you can twist and turn toward the left if you want to make it more interesting. Point the right toes back down into the floor. Elevate that right leg again and twist and turn and breathe. Drop the knee. Drop the hands down. Step back into a high push-up. Firm up the thighs, look forward, lower down, keep the elbows in. Point the toes. Inhale, come up, upward facing dog. And exhale up and back to down dog. Drop to your knees. Bring the knees together and the feet together. Sit back toward the heels. Close your eyes. Concentrate on your breath. Open the eyes. Bring the hands forward. Come up and back into downward facing dog. Bend your knees and look forward. Inhale, walk the feet forward. Feet will be together, close together as you can get them. Fold and relax. Now bend your knees. Inhale, sweep the arms out in front and up overhead. So we'll sit here in Utkatasana for a moment. Shift the hips back a little bit. Sink your seat back and down a little bit. And then gently squeeze the knees together. Tighten up your abdominals. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, lower the palms down through the heart center. Arms alongside the body. Squeeze your shoulder blades toward each other. Tighten up your thighs, tighten up your glutes, and breathe deep. And then let everything relax. Got a little hot yoga going on here tonight. It must have been like 90 out today. I just did a bike ride before class, and I had no idea how hot it was until I was about halfway through the ride. And it was just really, really hot. But nice and sunny. We're going to work into a balance sequence, a balance vinyasa next. So hands come to the hips. You're going to shift your weight onto the left leg and bring your right knee up out in front. Try to have your right thigh so it's parallel with the floor. You need more to think about here. A little bit of drawing the shoulder blades toward the midline and a little bit more tension to the standing leg. So maybe the left thigh and maybe even the left glutes get quite a bit more engaged. Tighten it up. Active. And then release. And then we'll shift on the weight onto the right leg now. Bring the left knee and thigh out in front. We have a shoulder blade squeeze, more attention to the standing leg so the right thigh is engaged and maybe even the right glutes. Brings a new perspective into the pose, doesn't it? And release. Again, shift the weight onto the left leg. This time, bring your right knee up and try to catch the right knee and the right shin with both hands and draw that thigh up and in as much as you can. So think about how easy this pose is to do when you're on your back. Now, engage the left thigh and the left glutes as you do it. Breathe in. And releasing. And switching sides. Shift the weight onto the right leg. The left leg comes up. Grab a hold of it and draw it up, 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 up.
leg is strong, that standing leg is strong. Get in the habit of engaging the right thigh, the standing leg, and the right glutes of the standing leg. And then release. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Now shift your weight back over onto the left leg. Bring the right knee up again so the right thigh is parallel to the floor, and then take the palm of the right hand just on top of that knee. Push the knee up, but push down with the hand at the same time. Release. Shift. Shift the weight onto the right leg. Left knee and thigh come up out in front. Left hand. Left hand's pressing down. Left leg is pressing up. Like you really mean it. And release. Take a deep inhale. Deep exhale. I'm going to turn sideways for this next one so you can see this. Try to grab your right ankle with your right hand, or your right foot with your right hand. Good. Left hand to the left hip. A little bit of a shoulder blade squeeze. Maybe try to get the knees and thighs parallel. Press that thigh back a little bit, and then get in the habit of keeping the right elbow bent. So as much as the leg is pressing back, we're pulling back with the same amount of effort with the arm. If you have further to go, stretch the left fingers up and breathe deep. If you're bored, think about what's happening in the left leg. Do you have your left thigh engaged, and do you have your left glutes engaged perhaps? And then release and switch sides. So you're going to try to grab your left ankle or left foot with your left hand. Little by little, the knees and thighs get more and more parallel. Shoulder blade squeeze. Press the left foot and left thigh back, but pull back with the bent left elbow. Perhaps the right fingers stretch up. Standing leg strong. And then release. Bring the feet back together, close together. So with the big toes touching, you can separate your heels apart a little bit, and we'll end our standing poses today with mountain pose. So interlace the fingers, press the palms up toward the ceiling, lengthen up, and then tuck the chin down toward the chest. When you're ready, lift your heels up off the ground. Stay here in the balance. Tighten up your thighs. Pull your belly in. Press the palms up. Draw the arms back and breathe. Drop the heels, unlock the knees, release the arms. Ease yourself forward and down into a forward bend. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step back into a high push-up. Lower down. Inhale, press up. Exhale to down dog. Drop down to the knees. Separate your knees wide apart. Bring your big toes toward each other and begin to sink back into child's pose. Any variation of child's pose that you'll be comfortable in here for the next few breaths. You're going to come up onto the hands and knees here.
We're going to try some back bending poses here, just a few of them. But there's a back bending pose that you can work into from spinal balance. So I'm going to demonstrate spinal balance first, and then if you want to take it a little bit further, feel free to take it further, but don't feel that you have to. So for spinal balance, the hands and feet are separated apart. You're in table pose. Right arm comes up, left leg comes up. So if you want, you can reach back with your right hand for your left foot. And then you come up into this back bend here. Again, I've got my left elbow bent in order to relieve tension out of the left wrist. Bend your right elbow and keep it bent, and then press the left foot up and back and pull back with your bent right elbow and breathe. Now release, and then we'll switch sides. Left arm, right leg. Stay here in spinal balance, or reach back for that right foot with your left hand. Shoulder blade squeeze. Little bend in the right elbow to relieve tension out of the right wrist. Bend the left elbow and keep it bent, and then press that right foot up and back, and then pull back with the same amount of effort and breathe. And then release. Separate your knees wide apart, bring your big toes toward each other, ease back into child's pose, and relax. And then go ahead and come up onto the hands and knees. So at the beginning of practice, we worked with upward facing dog a little bit. Upward facing dog is a back bend. So we're going to work into a couple variations of upward facing dog. You'll need to listen to your body and see if it's appropriate for you to do each version or not. If something doesn't feel right, then we don't do it. So I'm going to move my knees back again a little bit. Begin to shift the hips and pelvis forward. And then I've got a little bend in the elbows, so go ahead and do that. Knees are still on the floor. I'm pressing the hands down, drawing the shoulder blades toward each other, bringing the chin away from the chest and breathing. Now here, tighten up your glutes. Squeeze your glutes as much as you can. And then ease yourself back into child's pose and relax. Back up onto the hands and knees. Shift the hips and pelvis forward again. Elbows stay bent a little bit. Press down. Shoulder blades come toward each other. Look up. Now, if you want to try this a little bit deeper, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my feet on the floor, the tops of my feet on the floor. Engage your thighs, and then try to lift the legs up off the ground. The feet stay on the floor, the hands stay off the floor. And you begin to arch the back so the pelvis and hips are moving forward and down. Upper body's arching back, and you're breathing. Squeeze your thighs as much as you can, and squeeze your glutes as much as you can when you're in this variation of upward facing dog. And then knees come to the floor, separate the knees apart, ease yourself back into child's pose, and totally relax. And then come up onto the hands and knees again. So one more variation here. This is if your back feels a-okay and you don't have any back issues. You can follow me into this next one. Otherwise, do one of the first two that we did. Knees on the floor, knees up off the ground. So the pelvis and hips come forward. A little bend in the elbows. Now I'm going to point my toes down into the floor like we did in those lunges. Then I'm going to elevate the legs. So the knees are not up off the knees are up off the ground, but the toes are on the floor. Heels are up off the ground. Tighten up the thighs, tighten up the glutes, arch the back, and breathe. And then release. And then we'll come into hero pose next. So knees together, feet together. Sit back toward the heels. Concentrate on your breath for a moment. If your eyes are closed, go ahead and open them. Take your right arm and wrap it around the lower back. And then take your left hand over to the right thigh. Inhale and lengthen up, and then exhale. Begin to twist and turn and look out over the right shoulder. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. And then we'll switch sides. Lengthen up and twist and turn gently toward the left. And then release. Now we're going to go ahead and transition to seated here. Have your left leg straight. Cross your right foot over your left knee. Pull yourself forward with your left arm or your left hand, and then the right hand comes out back. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist and turn, and look toward the right hand side. Once you're into this twist, just focus your attention on your deep breathing. Turn your attention back to center. Keep the legs where they are, and we'll unwind the twist over toward the left-hand side. And then we'll come back to center. Now we'll switch. So right leg straight, left foot crosses over the right knee. Pull yourself forward with the right arm, and then twist and turn toward the left-hand side. Back through center, keep the legs where they are, unwind the twist in the opposite direction. And then back to center. Now we'll go ahead and bring the soles of your feet together and place your legs so they're in this big diamond shape. The feet are way out in front. And then you're going to rest your hands on your ankles and allow yourself to relax forward into a forward bend here. So there's no pulling or striving here. You're just allowing things to relax here first. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, look forward. As As you exhale, come up. Now pull the heels in as close as you can to yourself. Grab a hold of your ankles or interlace the fingers on the outside edge of the feet. And then sit up really tall. Once you sit up as tall as you can, lean forward an inch, press the knees toward the floor to stretch the inner thighs. Now allow everything to relax. Now keep the feet together and slide the feet out in front. So now the legs form that diamond shape again. Now we'll take this pose a little bit deeper. Take the hands underneath the ankles. Look at your heels. And then gently draw yourself forward and down toward the heels. When you're at your limit, when you're at the edge of your comfort zone, just pause there and breathe. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, come up. Now I know what you're saying to yourself. Is that his phone ringing? No, it's not. It's the background music that I'm using from Chris Zabrinsky. It's just a random mix that I have from him, which I really, really like. Really like his work. He's a great musician. So now we're going to try boat pose, the core strengthener. So what I'd like you to do is take your hands, press them into the outside of the knees like this, and then pop the heels up off the ground just a little bit, right? They're just a couple inches up off the ground. And then try to arch your back. Now try to straighten the legs a tiny bit more and breathe. And release. Take a deep inhale. Deep exhale. Now, try not to use your hands, but use the muscles of your legs and your willpower and magic powers or whatever you got to keep the knees together. We'll come up for one more round of boat. Arch the back. The knees are squeezing together. Release down and relax. Like I said, we're on location today with the yoga show, so you hear all kinds of stuff in the background. The birds that won't shut up, cars and trucks going by, kids screaming over at the playground and stuff. Hear the birds again. So let's take. We're going to take one more twist and forward bend here. So go ahead and come into a cross-legged position. Come over to the right-hand side. So left hand to the right knee and thigh. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, twist and turn toward the right. And then we'll transition over to the left. Back to center. Walk the fingertips or hands forward. Allow the chin to rest down toward the chest and breathe deep. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, come up. So go ahead and come down onto your back now. When you get down onto your back, draw your knees and thighs up in towards your chest. And then drop the feet to the floor. And with the knees bent and the feet flat on the floor, slowly allow your knees to rock from side to side, from go over to the right hand side and then slowly back through center and then over toward the left and then back and forth a few times. And then bring the knees into the chest one more time. And then let go of the legs and find a nice comfortable position for the arms and the legs to relax in. Close the eyes if that's comfortable. Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha, Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha, Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha, Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha. Om Gum Ganapataya Namaha. Om Gum Ganapataya Namaha. Om Gum Ganapataya Namaha. Om Gum Ganapataya Namaha. Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha. Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha. Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha. Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha. Om Gum Ganapataya Namaha. Om Gum Ganapataya Namaha. Om Gum Ganapataya Namaha. Om Gum Ganapataya Namaha. Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha, Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha, Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha, Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha.
ahead and begin to deepen your breath. Begin to bring some movement back into the body, moving the hands and feet a little bit. Begin to bend your elbows and knees and stretch the arms and legs out. When you're ready, roll over onto one side. And then we'll make our way back up to a seated position. And sit up nice and tall with the eyes closed. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, relax. Bring your hands together at your heart center. And we'll open our eyes and say, Namaste, 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 Namaste. I'm David Breen from Sharing Yoga and RealLiveYoga.com. More live streaming yoga classes coming to you on location, like outdoors and things with trees and seas and all kinds of things. It's been my pleasure to share yoga with you today, and I hope to see you soon. Namaste.